If you search for how to learn cybersecurity right now, you will get thousands of different answers. Some say learn cloud, others say start bug bounty or learn AI. It is overwhelming and honestly, most of it is a distraction for a beginner. In 2026, you don't need to know everything to get your first job. You just need the fundamentals. Today, I am going to give you a straight, no nonsense roadmap. This is a strict 3-month technical plan designed to take you from the absolute zero to being ready for a junior security analyst interview. We are going to break this down into three simple phases. Month 1 is about the foundation, in which we will learn the networking and the Linux. Month 2 is learning how to break web application using industrial tool. Month 3 is about the building your own tools and providing your skills to the employer. So get your notebook ready and let's start with the month first. So month first is about the identity. So the first thing we will learn is the networking. So how the internet connect to the PCs or to the other computers. So the first focus will be on the IP addressing and the subnetting. You need to understand the difference between the public IP and the private IP. Ever you have noticed that your computer have the IP address something like this, and when it reaches to the internet, it has some other IP address. This is called the net, which is a network address translation. You need to able to explain this in the simple terms to the interviewer. So next come the subnetting. Subnetting is nothing but the annotations that you come across when you are studying the IP addresses. For example, slash 24, slash 32, slash 34. This can be anything. You just need to know what this stands for in the networking. This is crucial when you are scanning targets later. The final of the basics, you must be the master of two systems that hold the internet together, that are DNS and DHCP. The third one, DNS and DHCP, right? So this is the phone book of the internet. It turns a human name like www.google.com into an IP address. As a hacker, you will attack DNS consistently to redirect traffic. DHCP is the automation to get the IP addresses. It is the reason your phone automatically gets an IP address. If you don't understand how the target gets its IP or how it finds other website, you are flying blind. So once you know the addressing system, the second comes the traffic rules. You will hear about the OSI module. Just don't memorize the 7 layer for a test. Understand them like a hacker. Focus on the layer 4, which is the transport layer. You must understand the TCP handshake. It is like a polite conversation between the data is sent or received. If you understand this, you will understand how the port scan works. Also, you should memorize the common ports. For example, port 80, 443, which are used for the web applications, port 22 for the SSH. If you see port 21 open, you should know immediately that this might be unsecured. To really see this in action, download a free tool called a Wireshark. Don't just read about the packet, look at them. Capture a ping and see the traffic yourself. This is the difference between the student and an analyst. So this comes under the third topic of your second week assessment or second week learning. Now let's talk about where you will do the hacking, the lab section. So in the week 3 we will build a virtualization and a lab environment. Rule number 1 of cyber security is do not hack your own main computer. You just need a safe environment. You are going to install Kali Linux inside a virtual machine, which is a virtualization tech. For example, there is a open Oracle VirtualBox or VMware. There are multiple available in which we will install Kali Linux. So this is a virtualization in which you will install the Kali Linux inside it. One quick pro tip: you just don't need an expensive supercomputer to start hacking. But if you want your lab to run buttery smooth, a simple RAM or SSD upgrade is a total game changer. It is the smartest and the cheapest way to boost your speed instantly. I have dropped link to the best budget friendly gears in the description below. Check them out and let's build your lab. Once you have Kali Linux running, you have to learn the terminals. So the week fourth defines, and in the week four we will learn about the terminal, how to navigate into the Linux system, how to do a file manipulation. For example, you need to copy, you need to move or rename the file. So the hacker mostly use the terminal. They don't use the GUI. You should know about the file and the folder permissions. What are the user permissions? How many types of users are there? And you also know about the searching and the piping. You should know about the set command, grep command, and all this sort of the thing, because you will have like 10,000 lines of the log file or code file. You need to find a specific password, or you need to get the specific username. So you need to know how to search it instantly. This completes our month 1. Let's come to the month 2. In this month, we will do the fun part where we will learn into breaking into the things. But before you attack a website, you must speak its language. That is HTTP. You need to know the anatomy of a request. So we will learn about the HTTP and the web basics. So the anatomy of the request is the first one that you need to learn. What is a GET request? What is the POST request? What are the headers? And equally important, status codes. If a server give you a 2000, okay, you are good. If it is giving you 403, you are blocked. If it give you 500, it is an error. You might have just found a vulnerability. You need to know this by heart. You must also know about what is the cookies and the session in the web application and how they are working. And in the week 6, we will learn about the OWeb's top 10. Just don't memorize every OWeb's top 10. These are the most critical security risk in the web application, which focuses on the like SQL injection, IDOR, XSS, or the security misconfiguration. These are the some of the OWeb's top 10, but you must know all the top 10s and the correct current top 10s. Uh, it is ever evolving concept, or what we can say vulnerabilities that arise in the web application. There is This is making a website run your code. Don't just read the definition. Go to the free websites like Portswigger Academy and actually practice them. So in the Portswigger, you have every labs for the every particular vulnerability like SQL injection, IDOR, XSS, and security misconfiguration from beginner to the expert level. So you should go on the Portswigger lab and practice that. Week 7 is based on the scanning and the network, how it is connecting, port scanning version and OS detection. So this is where you find the bugs. So Nmap is the king of the network scanning. So every time you scan infra or an IP, you use an Nmap. So this is a like day to day used thing that you use during your testing. So you should learn how to run a stealth scan, how to detect what is the operating system or target is using. You are basically knocking on the doors to see who is in the home, or what is the server like. Second, you should master the Burp Suite. The week 8 depends on the web application. Nmap is for the infra scanning. So every IP on the internet or your home network, everything, like when you learn this networking, like you can scan this particular IP address. The Burp Suite, what you can do, you can still scan the IP address, for example, HTTP and your IP address, but this Burp Suite is mostly used for the web application. So if the Nmap is for the network, Burp Suite is for the website. Like this, you can understand. This tool lets you to pause any traffic between your browser and the server, and you can catch the request, change the data, Like, for example, you have something in the Flipkart, so you can change the price from the $100 to $1 or 1 rupees to 100 rupees, and send back to the server and check what is the response coming from the server. You should also learn about the proxy. How What is the proxy tab doing in the Burp Suite? What is the repeater tab doing in the Burp Suite? What are their functionality? What are the intruders in the community editions? So how many types of intruders are there? So you should able to explain what the repeater do. Like this is like 80% ahead of the other candidates. You should thoroughly know about the web application tool. This is the main tool that you will use while you will be doing the web application penetration testing. Then coming to the month 3, it is about the application where you become a job ready, right? First, let's talk about the scripting. So for hackers, Python is the go to thing and very easy thing to learn. And it is a like, you should know the basic and the libraries, and you should be able to build some custom scripts for your daily works. For example, there is a 100 IPs that you want to scan in 1 month or 15 days in an organization, right? So you should have this Python knowledge to automate that thing, right? So how the requests are going in the to the Nmap, how you will call an Nmap. You should know the libraries, the particular libraries that the Nmap would be using, or you should able to automate the meta exploit in the Kali Linux. So everything, your day to day activity automation is done in the Python, because Python is very easy to learn, and it is like every libraries are available in Python to automate the thing easily. For example, there is a meta exploit library in there. And for example, if you are using Qualys, right? So Qualys have their own APIs, so you can automate that in the Python. So Python is like, you should not be the expert in the Python, but you should know some basics. What are the lists? What are the tuples? What are sets? Everything you should be knowing. The libraries which would be you would be using, how to install a library, how to use a virtualization, everything. And you should prepare some projects that will highlight in your resume, and you can showcase that in your interview, so that it will show the impact to the interviewer. Coming to the week 10, which is guided labs. So there are multiple labs. For example, Hack the Box lab, there is Try Hack Me. There are many platforms where you can like literally uh, test, or you can literally enhance your skills. So you should select your platform, which particular platform you needs, or you love, or you like to learn from, right? And the specific rooms or paths are available, right? So for example, if you go in the Hack the Box, there are multiple paths. For example, red teaming path, blue teaming path, right? And there are specific rooms also. They also host some particular CTFs, weekly CTFs, monthly CTFs are there, right? And there are Active Directory basics. In the Hack the Box, you will get multiple boxes for a Active Directory. In the Hack the Box, there are multiple things. For example, if you want to learn the Linux exploitation, so there is a particular what we can say playlist for the Linux machines. All the Linux machines are there, from easy to hard to expert, right? So everything that you can learn. In which one is the Active Directory, right? So Active Directory is one thing that you should, that will make you one step ahead from the other hackers, right? This is something like one is the infra pen test, second is the web pen test, and third is the Active Directory pen test. Like this, there are much more things. IoT pen test, and now it is like AI pen test, right? So you should also learn this, but this is the fundamentals that you should master before like going to an interview. It will give you a plus point. Also, you should know the documentation things, right? And this will come when you will do some CTFs or lab challenges, right? So whenever you do some lab challenges or you do a CTFs, right, have a habit, or bring this to your habit, that you do a write up thing, be it a blog, be it on your Word document, everything you should have the habit to write it down. How the particular, for example, you found a SQL injection, right? So what are the steps what you did from the Nmap, or from the like SQL injection, or anything you have did, what are the step you did to found that particular vulnerability, right? And you should be proficient to explain them to the interviewer, because this reports in the organization generally goes to the management level, right? Or the remediation team, resolver team. They don't have that particular expertise how they will solve that thing, right? So that should be so easy to be explainable to anyone, right? So that they can easily understand how you found that, and they can also repeat it if they want to cross check whether this particular vulnerability is there or not, if you have not given a false positive response, right? So it should be easy in your write-ups to understand to the other person. And also practice every machine, every possible machine that are available on the Hack the Box, or you can download the virtual machines from one lab, right? So one lab is one website from you can download the virtual machines and practice on your own labs, right? And the last one, which is the week 12, is resume and the interview preparation, right? So you should know what are keywords you should use or you should put in your resume to get it from the, like, to get it selected in the multiple users or multiple candidates, correct? Because the keywords is the thing now. Everything is automated in the organization, right? So whenever you submit your resume, it directly go to the ATS, right? It checks for the keywords. If that keywords matches with the organization input, then it will be selected for the further roles or further communication. There is no HR, or there are very less organization where your resume is directly read by the HR or the technical person. It first goes to the ATS only, right? Second, you should work on your soft skills. You should be like frequent in your speaking, and you should know the things perfectly to explain, right? It is not that you will be using some big words or technical words, right, in the interview, and you will be get selected. You should know how to explain anything. For example, there is IDOT. What is IDOT? You should explain that to the interviewer in a very simple manner, right? And so that he is confident that yes, this person knows something, right? And the last one is where to apply. So you should be active on the platforms like LinkedIn, Naukri, right? Or you should also get, nowadays you can uh, get a referral easily, right? You can message cold message to anyone on the LinkedIn, right? And ask them for the referrals. No one like says no's for any referral, correct? So this is the roadmap or the career you can get in the cybersecurity after you learn this 12-week solid technical expertise in almost everything. You have covered the infra pen test things, you have covered the web application, you have also covered the Active Directory, right? You also know something about the networking, what are the traffic rule, what is the OSI model, what are the well-known ports, right? You also know how the communication is happening between for example, server or the client or the two computers, right? So from Wireshark, you get that you capture the traffic and know how that things or communication is happening, how the sync, everything is happening, right? So there is a three-way handshake. You can check how the three-way handshake is going on, right? Correct. And you will know how to build your own hacking lab or hacking setup or the virtualization, right? Then you would be proficient in the Linux, because in most of the infra pen tests, yeah, right, you will be using the Kali Linux. Kali Linux is the main tool that we use during our hacking. So we don't generally, like, hackers don't use the GUI application. Their most time goes with the terminal. So you should know how to navigate to the folders, right? So everything is covered mostly in this 12 week series. and you will be master and would be ready for the interview. So one more quick tip: if you want to fast track your learning, right? To enhance your learning even more, like I have a link for the best friendly books attached in the description below. A physical book is a powerful tool to have you on your desk while you practice, right? So in the book which I mentioned in the description, it has the detailed explanation for OF's top 10 vulnerabilities. So every vulnerabilities, how it arises, what are the backend things, right? For example, what is SQLi, right? So how SQLi is performed, where it can be performed, what are the payloads that can be performed, everything details are mentioned in that book. This is a very good book, and I also refer sometimes when I get stuck, or when I have to like enhance my knowledge in some particular issues, right? So I usually read this particular book. Thank you for watching my video. So in the next video, we will start day one with the networking basics. Sorry. Make sure you subscribe and you don't miss the classes.